you'd have to watch and then translate, thus map all the data that I've experienced coming into an infected motherboard. Because you have an outside diameter, an inside diamond, which is in breath and out breath. So I'm a pink rose, right? Spheres of rainbows, spheres of influence, under the influence, over the influence, an override. You know what an override is, okay? When you're doing tech support, right? But I saw a link last night, and it was the movie 1984. I saw it long, many decades ago. And I'll just give you what I call a short list. You know what a bibliography is, right? Of information or hypertext that you've experienced by map reading, the translation, right, between past, present, future, and how that relates to blank slate technology and reprogramming unless you experience a different reality, you know, and then trapping souls to do what? Finish the rest of the holographic insert in order to generate false light memories or false light reality programs. That's really what it is with a deadlight magnet. They're artificial simulations, which means you're not generating, being connected to the one, which is eternal light energy creation spheres, which means you're not experiencing an angelic reality. You're experiencing what's known as the illusion. And that's what 1984 was able to point out, how they do it, their methodology. You can tie that directly to a number of other books that I read when I was pretty young, you know, going back to the 1960s, 70s. I was very familiar with the beat system, actually, when I was a teenager. I've mentioned that before. But here's like a short list, if you wanted to translate it really quick, would be a book by Mr. Maltz, M-A-L-T-Z, called Cybernetics, Cyber Warfare, Headhunters, Cybernetics. My father gave me a copy of that. Okay, my father also gave me a copy of the Franklin cover-up when it first came out. Okay, and obviously Metropolis, 1927, Fritz Lang, right? And then something that Patty Broussard said that was a very cryptic remark, that guy wasn't going to rewind the movie another time, right? Wasn't going to rewind it again. When you go back to two wipeouts, you know what a wipeout is, right? Wiping out the data, erasing all the data, right? Consciousness, soul arcing consciousness is experiencing the data, which is represented what? By the rule-based functions, which are math functions, right? Acid and alkaline, the full electromagnetic spectrum. So when you have access, or if you will, full use, user interface, when your oversoul has full interface, which is full electromagnetic interface, which is the entire GUI spectrum, right? Theirs is to invert it, which means full spectrum dominance. That came out, I think it was in the 1980s, to control the entire electromagnetic spectrum. That's their dead light AI magnet, which means everything is false light, which means all your memories are false. That's tied directly into 1984. Now you don't remember who you are, which is your true soul self-identity, because all that energy has been siphoned off in order to run an illusion. That's the message in 1984, okay? Which is total control. And fear, which is total control, now we're back to leashes, calls, and cagers. Because their mind is holding its own mind captive to what it doesn't love, which is itself, because it's dead. Which means it's not alive. It's not a live one. It's not a live wire. It's not a living spirit with a soul arcing state of consciousness to experience what we do, which is what love is. It goes on forever, gifting electrons at the highest rate of speed. So it's an inverter. That's an inverted reality. So it's a complete insult to the one. I'm hypersensitive, so I have to be very careful on everything that I communicate through my mouthpiece. Out of what? A future reaction state of how others will react to what it is that I know based on what I've experienced, to what I've learned, that I share with all of you. Right? So when you're pre-phase, you're neutral, n equals 0. Nothing's happened yet. That's hyperspeed, which is hyper seed, which is God's seed. Atoms that are vibrating at the highest rate of speed. That's the one's firewall. That's the one's shield. That's called Maya. Khem A. Have a great day. Be good to yourselves.